Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
And welcome to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bruce Lee. We're back again with another show, and my guest and co-host today is one of my favorite people, Miss Sid Roeder. Good morning, Sid.
Good morning, Bruce.
And the last time I recorded, I did this by myself. So welcome back. I'm glad you're back.
Well, sometimes I've got to take a little break. You do too, right?
Yeah. You know, we have things that come up from time to time. So we're gonna have a good conversation today. We're actually gonna talk to Sid about Sid. And so for all of you out there who would like to get to know Sid a little bit better, we're going to talk to her about what she does and who she is and some of the reasons she's involved with the Empowering Seniors Group, and that's going to be fun. But before we do that, Sid has asked me to talk about our sponsor, and I'm just going to have to go to her when the phone number part comes up because I can never remember that, but we'll do that in a second. But our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group, and the Empowering Seniors Group is a group of professionals that are local in the area, represent different areas that help seniors, and they help us to put this show on. And the purpose of our show is to get information out to all of you so that you can know what professional services are available to you, how to access them, and to do it in a way that you're not solicited, so that you can decide for yourself if it's something you want to pursue or not pursue. And that way, it's a great way to find out what things are there for you to take advantage of that make sense for you. Or if you're not, you can just leave them alone. And Sid is also a member of the group as our senior real estate specialist. But if you'd like to get in contact with us or learn a little bit more, you can check us out at empoweringseniors.info on the internet, or you can send us an email at empoweringseniors@gmail.com, and CV stands for Cache Valley, or you can call us at this phone number.
The phone number you can call the Empowering Seniors Group at is 435-512-6406.
And the reason Sid knows that is her personal cell phone number. And as you all know, none of us remember phone numbers anymore. They're all on our phones, and we can never remember anybody's phone number. So she's in my contacts, but I never remember the number. Right, Sid?
Yeah.
And just to test you, what's my phone number?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, so don't pick on me. Well, welcome, Sid. It's so good to have you back.
Well, thank you. It's nice to have it just be you and me and have a little private conversation here.
A little private conversation. And there's, we wanted to talk about real estate today. We don't talk about Sid's profession as a real estate agent maybe enough, but the real estate market has been a little nutty. But before we get into that, I want to give you a chance, Sid, just to tell people again why you're part of the Empowering Seniors Group and why this show is important to you.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to. Well, the show is important to me because really this whole thing came about a little bit because some of the experiences I had with my parents and my grandparents realized quickly that as we age, sometimes the family members have to call the shots as we get older, and oftentimes people aren't very educated. They're not educated about the difference between assisted and independent living facilities. Sometimes they only know half the facilities that are around. And that gave me some concern. And the more I dug into the meat with that, with other things that go on, health issues, just living conditions, any help you can get, organizations that are out there to help with dementia-related issues, I realized people are just not informed. So it became a matter of the heart to me to start an organization. And Bruce and you and I were the first ones to sit down and have that conversation to start something that would help seniors, that would not solicit them, but give them a platform where they could get their questions answered, ask questions to professionals without feeling that they have to sign on the dotted line, make a contract on really anything that they would like to discuss. And so you and I started with some seminars.
Little did we know.
Yeah, little did we know. Realized, too, that the time of year to host that is relevant. It's more difficult for seniors to get around. And then you had that brilliant idea with the radio show. And that's where we're at.
Well, we hope that the message that the show has each week when we bring people on with their different professions is helpful to people, and that everybody recognizes we're just trying to get information out there so they know what options are out there. So, and it's been a fun run, Sid. It's been good getting to know you more and doing this. And how long have we been doing it now? We're looking at our producer who has a face.
No, it's actually, we started in 2016, according to my record. So we are actually, we are coming up on our, 5 years. It's been 5 years.
Time flies. And so it's been good doing this and talking to you all. Well, let's jump into more of the meat of what we're going to talk about today with the real estate market. And even the casual observer right now is probably looking at what's going on with house prices. They've probably heard some of the legislative stuff that's going on with affordable housing. It's just crazy. I heard a stat this morning that house prices are going up 1.5% a month. I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't see that as being written, but it was a real estate agent that said that. What do you think about that? So what's going on out there?
Well, it is crazy. The increase in prices has been, I've pulled some statistics to be prepared because obviously I don't keep those numbers in my head either. But if I'm comparing I put a quarterly since the first quarter of 2019. So in first quarter 2019, the average sold price was $268,000 for Cache Valley. I'm not going to look at Utah. Let's look at Cache Valley only. And first quarter 21, we are at $353,000.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you have a percentage increase on that? Is that 33%? 35%?
Not quite. But we're getting there.
It's a big number.
It's for sure a big number. And there's some other data that's interesting to look at in comparison. The volume we have and some of the difficulties there. And of course, this also touches our senior community. But we're already coming up on our first break here in a jog. So let me maybe just say that it's a crazy time to sell your home. And if you do so, there are a lot of reasons why you should be using a real estate agent of your trust. And maybe we can talk about that after the break. So let me talk about myself for just a second. So my name is Sid Roeder. I'm a co-host for this radio show. And if you'd like to get a hold of me personally to answer any real estate questions, maybe get a comparative market analysis on your home, no strings attached, you can reach me personally at 435-512-6406, or you can shoot me an email at sidroderer, I'll spell that, it's SIDRODERER @gmail.com. We're going to take a little break, but we'll be right back.
Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram offers free delivery service 5 days a week, Monday through Friday throughout the valley. Just stay home and they will deliver to you. With 25 different suppliers, they won't have the shortage that others might have. Also, with compounding and many other services, they will be able to serve all your needs. In order to stay safe and help slow the spread, please call Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram at 245-DRUG, and they will take care of you.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty. I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a pre-arranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts pre-arranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
When it comes to successful aging, eating well matters. Staying physically active matters. Getting socially engaged matters. Living alone, aging alone, it's harder to consistently do that. Hi, this is Chris Grohl with Pioneer Valley Lodge, where we make it easier to do those things every day. Our mission at Pioneer Valley Lodge in North Logan is to help seniors live better, age more gracefully, and stay independent for as long as possible. Pioneer Valley Lodge, an independent living community for seniors.
Become involved with RSVP or the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program. If you are 55 and older, you can provide companionship to seniors in our community who may be feeling alone. As a volunteer, you can brighten the day of a senior citizen during COVID-19 with a phone call or written letter. Call 760-4472 to get started, or refer a loved one who would benefit from this companionship. Call 760-4472 to get connected. That's 760-4472. Share your time, share your heart with RSVP.
Welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. If you're just joining us today, I am talking with Sid Roeder, my co-host, about what she does as a real estate agent. We're talking a little bit about the current environment in real estate, which is a little nutty. And just before we went to break, Sid had shared her contact information. And we'll ask her for that again here shortly. She also mentioned a competitive market analysis. Is that the right term, Sid?
Comparative market
Comparative.
analysis, yes.
There you go. I'm not a real estate professional.
That's okay.
I just play one on TV. So a comparative market analysis, I think probably many people know what that is. But what exactly is that?
A comparative market analysis is me looking at the same sales data that appraisers look at and give you an idea on what your home might sell for, which in the current market is a little bit difficult because depending on what type of home you have, what area you're in, it is really difficult also for the appraisers right now to come up with the values for the homes quick enough as they're selling. So we're taking the trend into consideration. What I'm doing with my clients is I'm always kind of giving them the safe area of a purchase price that I see, depending on how old or how close the data is that I can pull. And then the sky is the limit right now. I mean, one thing I want to touch on that kind of shows one trend in the market is the average days on market. Just for this first quarter that we've just had, we've had an average days on market of 22 days. What that reflects for somebody who's not working in real estate all the time is that we have a higher percentage of cash buyers because a lot of the loan products take about 30 days to process. So,
what's a normal number?
Well, that varies. That's very
roughly. I mean, what have you seen as a range?
I can't really pinpoint that for you because it also depends on what price range we're looking at. I mean, if I'm looking at just the first quarter and I'm looking at the properties that range between 600 and 650,000, I'm looking at 216 days on the market.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
So, yeah, it really depends on what you're looking at. That's something I have to look at in your price segment or the area you live in. There's so many factors that filter into that.
So if I'm listening to the show and I'm just casually thinking, gosh, I wonder what my house is worth. Am I a person that you would want to talk with to do a comparative market analysis? What's
Absolutely. I do that all the time for people with no strings attached.
Plus, if I want to meet Sid Roeder.
Well, exactly. This is your chance to meet me. If you give me a call and you let me evaluate your home. Yeah, no, I can absolutely give you an idea. For a lot of seniors that are thinking of maybe selling their home down the road, it's nice to just even have a check-in once in a while to see what it would be worth, because in their financial planning, if they're considering to go into independent living facilities, oftentimes it's very relevant how much equity you have in your home.
The other thing they might be looking at, and this isn't the topic of this show, but a reverse mortgage, actually, they might be getting into an equity position where last year or the year before, they may not have qualified or they wouldn't have been able to take as much money out. But now, if the equity is correct, they actually could be in a really good position for something like that.
Absolutely. And that's something I'm happy to advise people on too. Reverse mortgage, I know, has had a bad name when it first got started. A lot of things have changed. I do have some mortgage officers I really trust in handling that. There's also some counseling that the state actually requires when you do a reverse mortgage. But it's an interesting time to look at that. If you, for example, as a senior, if you don't feel that the layout of your home or the stairs in the home don't serve you anymore, it's a good time to maybe have an idea how much equity you have in it. If you would qualify for a reverse mortgage, to maybe eliminate your monthly payment, or even have some cash coming your way, whether it is to, I know people that have purchased a motorhome to be able to travel and wanted to get into a home with a single level living opportunity, which right now is harder to find. So sometimes a solution where you travel for a while until you can find your replacement property, if seniors are mobile, is also a thought.
Maybe even a renovation, or to make something more accessible, or maybe just sell. There's that opportunity too. Are people that are selling, are they able to get out and find something new locally, or is it difficult that way right now?
It is harder. Absolutely. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I don't know. I'm hearing all kinds of numbers on the amount of, if a home is priced right, it's typically a multiple offer situation. I have seen that at the very low end of fixer-uppers. You have multiple offers all the way into the $700,000 homes. It's a harsher market for a buyer. Also, again, on the selling end, I can't recommend highly enough to use a real estate agent to get absolute optimized marketing to get the max out of your property, because you just have maximum exposure rather than trying to sell it on your own, because you're very limited on where your marketing is going to show up.
So that brings up a good question, I guess. Not why a real estate agent, but when looking for a real estate agent, as a real estate agent, what kinds of things would you tell somebody maybe someplace else? That obviously you'd refer everybody here to yourself, but if you had somebody someplace else in the country and you said, hey, look for a real estate agent, these are the things to look for, what would you say?
It's crucial, and there are ways you can actually, if you have a trusted local real estate agent and you are looking for a real estate agent in another state, we have ways to look up the reputation of a real estate agent, past sales, experience, if there's been any complaints filed on a person. And I think this year alone, I have referred at least 4 clients out of state, Arkansas, New Mexico, and I do a lot of homework on the agents I refer them to. And that goes the same for local agents. And yes, if you need a local agent and you don't want to use me, I'm happy to refer you to a good one.
You mean another good one?
Another good one, yes. I should be careful how
Well, Sid, we're coming up on our second break here in just a minute or so, and we promise people that, if somebody's interested in a comparative analysis or would just like to talk to you in general about their property or what's going on in the market, what's a good way to get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Well, there's several ways you can get in touch with me. You can email me at sidroderer@gmail.com. And if you've never seen my name before, I'll spell that out. It is SIDRODERER@gmail.com. Or you can call me at 435-512-6406.
Thank you, Sid. This is the Senior Moment Show. We're visiting with Sid Roderer today. Say that 5 times fast. You're going to get tripped up, I just promise. We're visiting with Sid R. and having a good time. She's a good friend and colleague, and we'll be back here in just a minute to talk with her a little bit more about her real estate profession. Please stay tuned.
It seems like yesterday I was playing with my kids on the playground.
Seems like yesterday I was building a treehouse in the backyard.
Time goes by too fast, but there is something you can do to ensure you're taken care of down the road. I'm Tracy Ferris with Quality First Insurance. A long-term care insurance policy is something we all need as we get older. If you wait until you need it, you're too late. Let me help you understand the options and benefits of long-term care insurance. Call me today, 435-752-0101.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
Want an inexperienced surgeon?
Okay, nurse. I'm ready for the scalpel.
How about an inexperienced airline pilot?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain, and I'm terrified.
Experience matters, and we have it.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty. I am a senior real estate specialist.
I'd love to meet with you face-to-face and give you a free consultation and market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
Whether you have a small business, large corporation, or sole proprietorship, remember Cook Martin Polson has provided quality accounting services since 1977. At Cook Martin Polson, they believe you've earned it, and they're going to help you keep it. Take a minute right now to call 750-5566. That's 750-5566 to set up your tax appointment and let Cook Martin Polson show you how to keep the money you have earned.
This is Jared Ripplinger with Cook Martin Polson. You've worked hard for your money. Let us help you keep it.
If you're retired or plan to retire soon, will you outlive your money or will your money outlive you? If you don't know the answer, I can help. Hi, I'm Patty Bartholomew, a financial consultant with Parsonex Securities. If you have questions about your financial plan or just need a second opinion, call me today at 435-227-5556.
Investments are not FDIC insured, nor are they deposits of or guaranteed by a bank or any other entity, so they may lose value. Investors should carefully consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the funds. This and other important information is contained in each fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, which can be obtained from a financial professional and should be read carefully before investing. Securities offered through Parsonex Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC, 8310 South Valley Highway, Suite 110, Inglewood, Colorado, 80112-303-662-8700.
Welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bruce Lee. I am here with Sid Roeder. She is my guest, friend, and co-host, and we're having a good conversation about what she does as a real estate agent, and am excited to learn some more things. We were talking at the break about something that's really, really important with a real estate agent, especially if you're going to use one or if you're talking to one, and that's agency and representation. And Sid, all agents aren't representing you, right?
No, I mean, there's some differences, and actually I'm also licensed in Idaho, and I appreciate how the Idaho Association of Realtors has put a form together that explains agency fantastically at the first interaction you have with a person, because it talks about that until you have a signed agreement, you are considered a client. A customer, sorry, and not a client, because the duties that an agent owes you are very, very limited at that point in time. The minute you sign an agreement with an agent, and again, you've brought this up, it depends on what you're signing. If you are a seller and you sign a listing agreement, that agent has full fiduciary duty to you as the seller in trying to maximize your best interest on the sale of the home. A buyer's agent, on the other hand, has the responsibility, full fiduciary duty to the buyer to do whatever is in the best interest of the buyer to achieve purchasing a property.
So I think, maybe sometimes people don't understand why agents split commissions and things like that, and why there's two agents, and why if I'm looking for a home, I want to get an agent even if there's not a home that I know of that I want, right? Because that agent then represents me, not the seller. But when I just call somebody up and say, hey, I want to come look at the home, I'm probably talking to the selling agent.
Exactly, Bruce. If you are calling the agent on a listing, whether you're calling the sign or you found something online, which I'm going to sidelight on that too, you have to be careful. On some of the websites, you might not be calling the listing agent, because websites like Trulia or Zillow, their job is to sell data. So there may be an agent that appears from the setup to be the listing agent because it's the thing that pops out at you, and much lower, it might have the actual listing agent, because some agent is paying for being put in front of that listing as a person of contact. So you may or you may not be calling the listing agent. If you call off the sign, yes, you will absolutely talk to the listing agent. If you picked it off of any other site than the UtahRealestate.com website, then you may be talking talking to an agent. So that is maybe the first question you want to ask if you are doing that is, are you the listing agent or who are you representing? Which that person should be giving you that information at that point in time. If you are talking to the listing agent, obviously you have to be aware that that agent has full fiduciary duty to the seller and not to you, and can proceed with you being an unrepresented buyer, at which time you are pretty much fending for yourself. You are negotiating for yourself. That agent cannot and may not have any favor for you over the seller because their duty is owed to
They
them.
do have some responsibilities, though, in that they have to disclose, right? So as opposed to buying from someone who's selling outright by themselves, there's really not, I mean, there may be requirements to disclose, but they may not disclose. But an agent would need to disclose what's going on with the house as much as they know.
Absolutely. Any material fact has to be disclosed. There has to be honesty. That's clearly out there, but they can't tell any financial background facts about the seller that the seller doesn't authorize them. Basically, they're bound to whatever the seller tells them to do, other than being dishonest. If the seller says, you can't tell that my basement flooded at some point in time, that obviously is legally not okay.
So I would never want to walk up to the selling agent, say something like, I have this much money. Do you think they'd take it?
Exactly.
Because they would not be representing me. They would.
Yeah. That at that point in time, the listing agent has duty to actually disclose that to the seller because it's to the seller's advantage to know about your financial situation.
But your agent the other agent, which is what? The
buyer's agent.
Buyer's agent, thank you. The buyer's agent, you could say that too. This is what I have. I think this is what we want to spend. Do you think they'd take it? They would be representing you and they would not be disclosing that to the seller.
Exactly. If you are represented as a buyer by a buyer's agent, that agent owes you the same unshared fiduciary duty that the seller's agent does to the seller.
And it's maybe even more important now in a market that's this tumultuous.
Absolutely. I can't stress enough in this market that from a seller side as well as from a buyer side, an experienced agent at this point in time to even on the buyer side to stand a chance to acquire a property is huge, because only the buyer's agents know how quickly things move and what kind of offers you have to make to even achieve that.
Sid, thanks for being with us today. We're out of time. Why don't you give us your contact information and take us out like you always do?
I'd be happy to. Yes, my name is Sid Roederer. I am a broker with Achievement Realty. I'm the designated broker for Idaho, so I can also help you if you're in Franklin County. Be happy to. You can reach me at 435-512-6406, or you can email me at sidroederer@gmail.com. And if you didn't get that spelling, call me at 435-512-6406, and we'll hope to have you tune in again next week.